So 1-0 narrow escape from Juventus, and I totally understand what Juventus are trying to do, but Real Madrid is Real Madrid. The fluent flow of football, how Xabi Alonso has been able to impact his knowledge, how he wants to play in these players. And if you look, you see that these guys are not playing the same way they are playing last season. There are spark, there are creative sparks, there are spaces being opened every here now and then. And I see it as an interesting something from this Alonso system. It's something to kind of hold and say, okay, now I can see where they are going, I can see what they are trying to do, and I see that they will be comfortable doing it in future. How do you feel about the game today?
Well, fantastic game from Real Madrid there. Congratulations to them. They are through. But kudos to Juventus too. I think they were a very great competitor for Madrid. They were in the game. They played the game until the very end. You understand? They were in the game. They were no easy feat for Real Madrid. And kudos to their goalkeeper too. The guy was immense. I think he saved a lot of shots. He was the reason why Juventus was in the game for a very long time. You understand? And one problem I would like to highlight concerning Real Madrid is fantastic defensive units, fantastic midfield setting, but I think Real Madrid in the final third is not convincing. You understand? Real Madrid in the attacking area, I think they are very average. I didn't think they didn't post too many threats for Juventus. In terms, it was just already playing outside shots. They tried to come from the flank, but in the final third, I think Xavi and Alonso have a lot to do. You don't expect to, outsmart Barcelona, and your attacking football is like this. They have a lot of working to do. If not for the cross from Alexander-Arnold to Garcia and then the goal came, I don't think we can actually point at any time where a Madrid chance had a massive chance in that game. They have chances. Yeah. They will have chances. So the final third performance from Real Madrid today was below par. It was below the level of players that they have. A team that has, Mbappe, has Vini, has Adagula, and the likes. For them to not be able to penetrate and, attack better than they did today is worrying. It's worrying.
For me, I want to say kudos to Xabi Alonso. I see what you are doing with Adagula, and Adagula is becoming that player he dreamed of being in Real Madrid. Right. To be very honest with you, I didn't expect Gula to step up and be this good at this age. Though he's 22, let's forget his body structure is 22, but I feel like he has improved. Look at the sight. Look at when on the ball, fantastic. Off the ball, fantastic. And again, Gonzalo
Garcia. Right?
Garcia. That boy is I don't know where they manufacture him from. But if you look at what the kind of work rate he has up from there, chasing ball, making sure that 5 and 6 of Juventus are not idle, making them, on their 10 toes every time. He did that from minute 1 till when he was subbed off. And that was something very, very vital to me. I don't like lazy players. I like players who are there and they will show you they are there. They will disturb you till when they are off. And that is exactly what this guy did throughout the 90 minutes. How do you see how Valverde, affected Real Madrid's game? Because I think he was the only one who poses a lot of threats in that final third, though he was a midfielder. But sometimes I wonder how he was able to drift himself inside the 18-yard box, getting almost 4 or 5 shots on target. A midfielder, 4 or 5 shots on target, and Vini had one. And who again? Almost all of them, all those attacking players, they don't have much to offer today. But I feel like, Valverde, kudos. So how do you feel generally about how Juventus played today?
Well, Juventus were immense. They were immense. You could see that the coach is really good. The coach of Juventus, you could see it in the team. Every single player that came in was playing to the tactics of the man. It was excellent. They were a fantastic unit. Honestly, trust me, if Juventus had, I think, 1 or 2 attacking, solid attacking players, they would have scored. Because defensively, midfield-wise, they were solid. They were really, really solid. And their game was, together. You could see that they were playing as a team. There was no point in time anybody was, being isolated. You're with the ball, there's an option. You're without the ball, the whole group is also trying to get the ball. They were very solid. Kudos to the coach. I think they are going to have a solid season in Serie A this coming season. They are going to be having a very solid season. You could see that they are very competitive because for them to play Madrid, stay long in the game, post a lot of threats, and Conceição too, fantastic shots, but a good save from this team. But all the same, all I'm just saying is Juventus were very fantastic. With the ball, they were awesome. Without the ball, you could see how much they labored, really well. And this was the reason why Madrid didn't really come into the game. Juventus were solid. with or without the ball. And one aspect of Juventus game that I really give credit to is their physicality. You know, in today's game, athleticism is one thing, but to complement your athleticism, you have to be physical. You have to be there, with or without the ball, area duels, whatever duel, ground duels, you have to be physically ready to compete. There was a point in time Kolumwani was attacking the ball when Rudiger and what's the name, Courtois was coming. He was there. You understand? A little mistake could have cost Madrid a goal there. You could see that they were there, ground duels, and it's just kudos to Juventus manager. I could see his work. Since this guy left, Thiago Motta, I think Thiago Motta was not really giving them what they want, and this man came in, and you could see that there's a whole lot of difference from the way they play.
And I feel like generally, yes, Juventus was in the game. They were trying their best to see if they can get something out of the game, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen. And also, kudos to the goalkeeper of that team. I feel like minus the goalkeeper, Juventus would have considered 1 or 2 or 3 goals.
Exactly.
There are stupid mistakes they made that could have cost them, but the goalkeeper is always there to save them, always there to put to make sure the team is still in the game. And that's something commendable for me. And there are some additions to the Real Madrid squad, which is Housing, Arnold, and a lot of integration into the team. Seeing how they play now, it looks like they've played like this last season, but it's just Xavi Alonso and how he does his magic, coming in less than 2 months and doing his thing, making sure he arranges the team, and everything was looking compatible. How do you feel how those players, the new players, adapted into the team?
Well, I think the most exciting player there, and the one who has been excellent the most and that has really caught my eye, is Housing. I think there's one thing that has happened to Madrid's game. I could see that their ball is more or less on the ground. They are building more now from the back. Formerly under Ancelotti, they like to, quickly transition the ball to the flank where Vini has to do something or Rodrigo has to do something. And if those guys were not doing something, nothing is going to happen. But today, you could see Alonso's imprint in their game. They want the ball on the ground. They want to build up, and Housing is vital to it. He was doing it excellently well. That guy is just too technically gifted. With the ball, I think, honestly, I'm not trying to, overhype him, but I think at this moment, he's the best technical center back. He's the best ball playing center back in the game at the moment.
Line breaking passes.
No, it's not even about the line breaking passes. I'm talking about like the comfortability on the ball. Always able to maneuver and pass. He doesn't shake when the ball comes in. You don't see him jittering. He's always solid, always wanting to pass, as eye for goal. And when he's also attacking, he's always there. His awareness when he's inside the box is just top notch. I think Madrid actually have signed a rare gem with that guy. That guy is just too good, just too solid with the ball. And without the ball, he's very intelligent. One area you judge players from is their positioning without the ball. Always knowing where to be and how to be there. Always making sure you're in time. And Arnold too, kudos to Arnold. I think he has been, a little bit average here. He got an assist for the goal, but I don't think he has done anything out of the ordinary to analyze here. But of course, his game is still base. It's what we expected, technically gifted Arnold and all like that. But Housing now, that guy is good.
All right, guys. So what do you think about the game? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section. And don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms at Football Analysis, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next episode.